A safe haven, Britain's home to possibly thousands of war crime perpetrators. The most recent Home Office figures have revealed that since 2004, more than 1,800 individuals in the UK have been investigated for suspected involvement in war crimes, crimes against humanity and genocide. News of the figures comes as leading lawyers and campaign groups warn that without a change in law, many will be immune from prosecution. There are loopholes in UK law, meaning that the suspects cannot be deported or prosecuted in British courts.
I have little doubt that there are some fugitives in the United Kingdom who are here because they like living here and believe that it is safe haven for them from their war crimes. I do not believe that we should be providing safe haven.
Under the current International Criminal Court Act, those suspected of genocide and other crimes against humanity can only be prosecuted in the UK for acts committed after 2001. Those suspected of acts of genocide in Rwanda in 1994, for example, fall outside its scope. The release of the figures coincides with an ongoing case at the High Court, in which 4 Rwandans suspected of helping to coordinate genocide are fighting extradition to Rwanda.
They thought that maybe coming to the UK, nobody would take that. It would be they'll be able to stay here in the UK. And when they came here, they changed their own names. As I gave you the examples of Dr. Vincent Bajinya, who changed his name to Dr. Vincent Brown. So they thought they could get away with it, but also being in Europe, they thought that because of the justice system, they could keep appealing and appealing if anything happens, and they will never be extradited to Rwanda.
The men were arrested after a special agreement was signed between Britain and Rwanda, allowing them to be extradited. The 4 are now waiting for a remand hearing. But members of the Action Group for Peace and Justice in Rwanda believe that although they should be tried, it should be anywhere but in Rwanda, where they would never get a fair trial.
Historically, the UK has been somewhere where people seek asylum, and that's not always a bad thing. They're often seeking asylum from repressive regimes. The fact is, as long as we've got human rights law and asylum law, you can't send people back to where they'll be persecuted.
John Jones is a barrister specializing in war crimes and extradition. Despite the current problem with the law, he says it's highly unlikely that there will be any changes anytime soon.
It takes a great deal of parliamentary will to push through something as big as a new War Crimes Act. And of course the fear is going to be that the UK will become the sort of forum for all war crimes trials, as Belgium nearly became. And that's what Parliament wants to avoid. That's maybe what the taxpayer wants to avoid, being the world's policeman.
Unless there is some serious pressure to change that law. Experts say the Rwandan case is a test. If it does appear the 4 can't be tried in the UK but won't be extradited, they will enjoy total impunity. One of the Rwandans suspected of war crimes used to live in this street. If he walks free, he will return back here. The question is, how many suspects living in the UK will manage to avoid justice in their home countries? Daria Pushkova, RT, London.